I have to do a lot to it. I feel like just to like maintain a homeostasis. I figured out what works for me. It's good cleanser.
Diet?
I guess maybe diet probably
Because
plays
you're
a part.
Presbyterian, right? You only eat fish?
No, I'm Southern Baptist fish. It's a whole thing. No, I'm pesca vegan, which it's like Segan, if you will.
What's Segan?
I'm vegan, but I eat fish.
Oh.
Which honestly is not on purpose to a certain degree. I'm lactose intolerant.
Same.
I've never liked red meat.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
I eat. I have high cholesterol.
Okay.
I understand. I have fatty liver disease and I
That's
cannot
right. Yeah.
eat red meat
No
anymore.
more red meat.
We
Yes.
found that out. So I went to the doctor.
Yeah.
And they said I have high cholesterol. And I was like, I knew it. All I eat is beef.
That would probably do it then. Yeah. Yeah.
How about gluten?
Gluten. Did you guys ever do the DNA test things? The 23.
I have, yes.
Mine told me that I am like high risk for celiac disease. Celiac disease? Is
What
that
is
what it is?
celiac?
That's when you have to be gluten free.
Oh,
You're like gluten
gotcha.
irritates you, but gluten's always been fine. I have survived off of purely gluten for a long time. So if I didn't have gluten, I would not exist.
Surviving off of gluten.
There's nothing left.
Like only bread?
Yeah.
When you said I survive off of gluten, in my head, I don't know exactly what gluten looks like, but in my head, it looks like a tube, and you just eating like it's like a toothpaste of gluten.
Bro, that's Elmer's glue.
Oh,
It's gluten. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Gluten.
it's gluten.
I mean,
interrupt me if I'm incorrect, but gluten is just yeast. I'm allergic to yeast, so I purposely try to stay away from gluten.
Okay.
Yeah.
huh.
So there you go then. I mean,
wonder what-
your thing would work though if it was just bread that was just liquefied.
But bread isn't gluten. There's gluten in bread. So what does gluten look like just by itself? Could you put it in a tube and eat it like that candy?
I think you're asking too many questions, and the government is going to.
Gluten is just a protein strand. So you're eating string.
So stop eating those strands, and you'll be fine.
So it's more like spaghetti if you
Yeah.
ate it.
Wait, I remember not hearing about gluten until like maybe 5 years ago.
Well, yeah, because it wasn't cool.
Now it's cool
Before
to,
then, now it's cool.
Oh, to
So,
not do gluten.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the LA thing. I bet in North Carolina they don't care about gluten. My
that's
whatever.
fair.
North
That's
Carolina,
fair.
oh yeah, chicken.
No.
Yeah, they don't care.
Fried chicken.
I mean, when I go back to Tennessee, there's no vegan food there.
Yeah,
so yeah, it's a little. Although we finally got Trader Joe's there, which is great. So
Tennessee, I forgot. That's where in Tennessee were you from?
I'm originally from Knoxville, Tennessee,
Nice.
East Tennessee.
Very nice.
So not too far off from North Carolina.
Yeah, we're neighboring
Yeah.
states.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of family in North
I
Carolina
drove
as well.
through Tennessee a lot to go to Kentucky to visit family.
Okay.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So you were born in Tennessee, Knoxville?
Before we talk about Tennessee,
Yeah, of course.
what's my relationship with y'all?
Yeah, because I know you as Aaron's friend. That's how we started hanging out. But
Yep.
how did you and Aaron meet?
God, this was a long time ago now.
I feel like
but
you guys met on set somewhere.
we did.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So I was doing a lot of photography, commercial photography, especially when I was in college, and I wasn't acting as much. I did a couple films while I was in college, but it was kind of difficult to just stop school and then go and do something. So in between classes, I was just doing photography, which was much more manageable. And I worked a lot with Awesomeness TV.
Oh,
And I did a ton of editorial photography and commercial photography and key art photography with them. And I met Aaron and Matt and JR on it was a commercial shoot for Hollister.
oh,
And they were all contestants, guests on an episode. And we just kind of hit it off.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then now, like, you're just pretty much in the circle of friends, like Jerry, Mia,
Yeah,
Aaron,
yeah.
like Matt, everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, shout out to Awesomeness TV.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
That's cool. And then do
Yeah.
you remember the first time we met? I feel like you just came to the house one day and Aaron's like, this is Jake. I was like, oh, hey.
Yeah, I think it was probably some like game night or
Was it like
hangout
the
night.
Studio City House, like up in the hill?
Yeah,
I
it
think
was.
that's around the time.
Or a poker night, something
That was
like
like
that.
5 or 6 years ago.
Oh wow.
When
It's
I
probably
lived there.
more than that.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
that's crazy.
Because COVID was 4 years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it might have been
COVID.
like 6 years ago.
So like 2017,
2018?
16, 18 is
Yeah.
where I lived
Wow.
there.
yeah.
So you've known each other for quite a bit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met you during his fight.
That's right.
In the UK.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember I guess I was in a hotel room and then Aaron came in and was like, hey, this is Jake. I was like, hey Jake.
Yeah.
Oh, I like your shoes. Oh, nice camera. How many cameras do you have?
Oh god.
Totally, you know.
It's enough that I've lost count. It's like
wow.
I've got like 30, 40 something
Oh
cameras.
wow. Every time I see you, you always have a camera.
I always and I brought it out.
yeah, right. Hit it in the couch.
That's the one I got right here. Yeah.
What's special
Yeah.
about this bad boy right deal?
It's from 2001 because old digicams are very in right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Konica DG2. It was made for Japanese construction workers to use on job sites to take pictures of the job site, and it's waterproof and shockproof, and it's very slow. Probably bloodproof.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
So
But you
over
go.
20 years ago, a Japanese construction worker was using this,
yeah,
and
yeah,
now
yeah.
you have it.
I have it now.
And then why do you have it? Is it like good at certain things or for photography or just cool?
It's good at nothing.
Ah, very
It's
nice.
it's just interesting. Nobody's using it. Oh, hey.
Oh, sorry.
Nice. You know, it's good. You did it.
Oh, nice.
That's how Peter Parker took pictures of Spider-Man.
Oh,
Oh my God. I am the Filipino version of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
give me pictures of Spider-Man now.
Oh, no. What?
What?
I don't know. Hindi ko alam. Anong sabi mo? You didn't see that coming, did you?
I didn't.
Oh,
Lupia.
you speak Japanese, so that's why you know how to use this camera.
He does speak Japanese.
He does very.
Oh my God!
fluently.
Did you learn that like in school or?
The state of California, you're required to have a second language in high school, and they gave you options of like, oh, you can do Spanish, German, French, useful languages. And I was like, what's the hardest thing I can learn? Haikoda.
That was another dog.
And at the time, I really loved Japanese horror movies. So I was like, can I do Japanese? And it just so happened there was a charter Japanese university near where I lived, and they had classes.
When you watch like Japanese films and
Yeah.
like shows, you don't need subtitles at all.
I still keep subtitles on just because there's a lot of like technical language that
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with. So it definitely helps. But like if it's just like normal conversation, I can look away. I can take a bite of whatever I'm eating, and I
Yeah.
don't have to just be locked into subtitles, which is
So
nice.
if you're watching anime and there's subtitles, do you ever just randomly yell "wrong, wrong"?
I don't, but you would be surprised how often they are not like literal translations or
Yeah.
like very authentic translations. It's
I think
weird.
they do that because they're like, oh, the American audience will understand it better if we put this word instead.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of like contextual type things to the language that's like, it's just easier just to
But
say
you
that.
picked up Japanese because of high school requirements. I did probably like 10 Spanish classes in high school or something like that, and I didn't retain any of it.
Did
Well-
you pay attention?
No,
No, that might have.
no, I blame the schools.
Well, the thing about me though is I was doing one-on-one
Ah,
with an instructor 3 times a week
Was
for
it
like
Japanese?
2 years. Yes.
ah,
For 2 something years, and then I didn't take it for a long time, and then I worked with the director on a Lifetime movie when I was like 19 or 20, and he found out that I spoke some Japanese, and he's like, I teach at a film school in Tokyo for like 4 or 5 months out of the year, and they just give me my own big apartment and everything. He's like, you can just crash with me if you want.
oh,
I had never been, and I was like, great, I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was 20, I went for the first time. I was there for like 2 months.
Oh wow.
It was great.
Yeah. In Tokyo?
Yeah, in Tokyo for a month, and I did a month of just like going around the country.
Oh, that's sick.
It was so fun.
Were they like, I see clips of people like surprising like at a Chinese restaurant. So were they surprised every time you started speaking fluent Japanese? And they're like, oh,
Yeah, I mean, and I still experience that where people will still just speak to me in English.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, 大丈夫です。日本語
Yeah.
話しますよ。 And they'll keep saying stuff in.
The opposite of that happens to me when with Spanish. People just start speaking Spanish to me. Probably at least like once every couple months. I'm just walking around and somebody will ask me something in Spanish or ask me, I don't know what they're saying, and then I'm like, oh no, so I'm Filipino, and they're like, oh, like I don't understand, but I feel like I don't look like I speak Spanish.
I mean, I guess with the haircut, you look like Peso Pluma a little bit, but aside from that,
okay.
But it's my whole life. Like my whole life, people have just
Really?
started speaking Spanish to me on the street, and I'm like, oh, I don't know.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, we grew up in North Carolina. People don't.
Here too.
That's true.
Oh, here too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I have
okay,
no idea.
yeah, I don't know about
Everywhere,
that
like I've everybody thinks I speak Spanish.
But do you speak any Spanish? Poquito.
Sí.
Sí. Nice.
Got your ass.
Nice.
All right. What does that mean?
How about you talk to him in Japanese? You talk back in
Okay.
Spanish. You
Oh,
ready?
okay.
Mm-hmm.
はじめまして。僕の名前はジェイク・トマスと申します。よろしくお願いします。
Alejandro.
アルハンジョさんですね。何歳ですか？
Escuela, biblioteca, baño, sacapunta.
ビブリオテッカ。図書館ですか？図書館かな？図書館は、どこかな？
Uno, dos, tres, roja. Rojo.
I can't, dude.
Azul, verde.
So you took 10 classes in Spanish, and
My
all
whole
you know
elementary
is
school was
uno, dos,
bilingual.
roja.
But you speak, do you understand Tagalog though, right?
A little bit.
Not really, just by like, if my mom's face is mad, I know I'm in trouble.
Okay.
So
You
it's
know the
really just
keywords.
facial expressions.
But Roy speaks Tagalog, yeah?
I can speak it, but it's not like the greatest.
Okay.
It's not the greatest.
It's more
I think.
understanding.
Yeah,
Okay.
understanding, but I can
Yeah.
attempt it, but it's not,
Okay.
it's gonna sound like
But you've also been working on a little bit of Japanese, haven't you?
yeah,
Okay.
just phrases, things
good.
that get me by.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know, I was in Japan like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
and I just did the simple phrases like
Good.
fukuro, like daijoubu, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
good.
we went to Japan. That was your first time too when we went.
Yeah, when we went for the first time.
We went and I always thought it was arigato. I thought that was it. And then I go
Oh,
there
man.
and probably like 20 times a day you would just say arigato gozaimasu. Arigato gozaimasu. I was like, what is this gozaimasu they added to it in the last few years? Because I always thought it was
Last
arigato.
few years.
Yeah, apparently it's always been that. And people just don't say that.
There's a lot of
Over
different
here.
levels to thank you in
Yeah.
Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the easiest one is like, domo.
Domo.
Or you can just say, arigato. Or you can say, domo arigato. Arigatou gozaimasu.
That's the one I heard the most though.
Domo arigatou gozaimasu.
That's the strongest one.
That's
right?
the strongest one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
That's
means
like-
like super thanks.
like super god.
Super
thank
thanks.
you.
Yeah.
Ah.
Super God, thank you.
Domo.
Yeah.
So when you went there with your teacher.
No, I was. Oh no, this is the director. That,
director.
Yeah, and then he was just working at the film school, and I was just free to my own devices to just explore Tokyo.
Let's talk about the beginning of your acting. Like, what was
Okay.
the first thing you did acting wise, like age wise?
First thing I did, like the first time I was on TV.
or
Yeah.
any, I mean, commercials, TV, whatever.
Like you moved here when you were 6, yeah? And
Yeah.
then was it always a goal for like your parents to have you kind of roll in the
No.
entertainment industry, or
No,
did
it
just
was
happen?
it was totally an accident.
Oh wow.
But the first time I was on TV was the day I was born.
What?
No way.
Yeah, and I up until recently only just found the tape of me
have
on
it?
TV. I have it. Yeah.
Oh.
But it's so there was a big countdown to my mom giving birth to me from
Aw.
her daytime show.
Yeah.
And like there was a name guessing contest or something. Like there was this
What
whole
was,
thing.
do you remember? Do you know the other names that
No.
could have been?
Although I do know the runner up that my parents were thinking about naming me, which honestly I wish I had this name now. Bo Deacon.
Bo.
That's
Bo?
one. That's one name.
Yeah, that's one name. Bo Deacon Thomas.
Bo Deacon.
Bo Deacon. I feel like if I had the name Bo Deacon, I would be so successful.
Would you go by Bo or Bo?
No, no, you have to go by Bo Deacon.
Bo Deacon.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, you
The
can't
full
shorten
name.
it to like Bodique.
No, Bo Deacon.
Bodique.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It's very unique.
Yeah.
You know, I thought of a baby name earlier for a boy if we had a boy.
Yeah.
Because Alex, he likes having names that match both male and female.
Unisex names.
Unisex names.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
For a boy, it'd be Raven.
Okay.
Because R. And then R, and then mine is A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know any boy Raven, so.
Okay, that's good.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when you were born on TV,
I wasn't born on TV.
No, you were born on TV.
That would be okay.
and then where people are like, "Wow, look at his skin."
What's your
They were like,
skincare, baby?
A lot of vitamin C serum, that kid. No, so I did like local commercials with my parents. They would throw me in, and there's a carpet commercial that my mom did when I was a baby, and I'm just there.
Yeah.
I was like the extra like kit fee that she got was having me.
Do you remember what your first line in something was?
No, I don't think so. But my first like real role in something where I had dialogue and it was like a TV show was Third Rock from the Sun.
Oh, I used to watch that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was 6 years old, I think, 6 or 7. And John Lithgow is throwing, he's going outside to fix the electricity, and a Frisbee enters the frame. And I'm like, hey, can you give me my Frisbee? And then he freaks out, and I'm like, all right, well, thanks a lot, you freak.
They were all
that's the whole
aliens,
thing.
right?
Yes, they were all
I
aliens.
remember that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
didn't watch it?
No,
Oh, you were in the Philippines probably.
Yeah, I
at the
didn't have
time.
TV
Okay.
growing up.
It's a great show.
Yeah,
Great show.
they were all aliens, and they were trying to be humans. I forgot what their
Yeah.
mission was, but they were trying to like do something. I
don't
think they
know
were
what
like bad at first. They were trying to like investigate to like
Were they?
to invade, but then they liked the planet and they wanted to stay. So then I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah. And then so that was your first line, your first like dialogue.
My mom and dad both quit their jobs, and they made a decision. They're going to see if they can make it as actors and writers. At 6 months, rent a house. If it doesn't work out, go back. My mom had been out to LA a few times, had actually booked like some roles in like independent films and like I think maybe a couple TV things. And so they thought there's really a shot at this.
Yes.
I come with them, age 6. And at the time, I wanted to be a stand-up comedian.
Oh.
At 6 years old, that was my
Wow.
thing. And I had a whole roster of jokes that I would tell to anybody who would give me the time of day. And so one time when I went with my mom to go meet with her manager or something, or agent, I just had to come along. I was entertaining the receptionist while my mom was in the meeting. And the agent saw that and was like, he'd be great for our youth department. And my parents were like, okay, sure, we'll
Your
try
parents
it.
are like, what about us?
But within, I think, a few months, I had booked just like national commercial after national
Oh my
commercial after
gosh.
national commercial. It was crazy. It was enough to the point where they were like, I guess we'll stay out here.
Yeah.
Because at 6 years old, I all of a sudden was just making bank doing national commercials.
Wow.
So we moved out here for good, and I got my SAG card, and I was doing guest stars on some dramas, and I did Touched by an Angel,
Oh,
Third Rock from the Sun.
I'm so old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I did a couple movies. I did The Cell with Jennifer Lopez and Vince Vaughn and Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh, my goodness.
And then booked AI.
Oh, that's crazy.
The Steven Spielberg film. And I had also booked Pearl Harbor, but I wasn't able to do it
Oh, goodness.
because of timing. And
My
and
girlfriend loves Ben Affleck.
okay. I think it was supposed to be young Matt Damon.
Yeah, Matt Damon's better.
Yeah,
We had
yeah.
this argument, and it's been a long-running argument that she thinks Ben Affleck's a better actor than Matt Damon. I was like, you're crazy.
No comment.
I think Ben's good. Another thing, she thinks that Ben Affleck is above average, like really good-looking, and I was like, I don't know about that.
Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
I'd rather go for Ben Affleck than Matt Damon.
No, I agree with that too, but
Yeah.
we're not comparing them. We're just saying, is he like way above average good looking before we get back to your story?
Okay, yeah.
You think? What would you rate him out of 10? I would rate him like a 7.
I'd rate him
Seven and
like
a
like 7 or 8. Yeah. Yeah.
7.
Probably an
for
8.
me.
But you know who she said Ben Affleck is better looking than
Who?
George Clooney.
George Clooney's a great looking guy.
He's a good. It doesn't matter what age he is. He's good looking.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think Channing Tatum. He's
Doable.
like all right,
Yeah.
but she and then who else? Do you remember?
No,
Uh,
I just know you're salty because she thinks Ben Affleck is a good actor and handsome. So
Where did she put you on this list?
I'm not on the list apparently.
no way.
No, I didn't put myself on the list. But okay. Sorry about my personal insecurities. Okay, let's go back to your story.
And then
So you got Pearl. Oh, you didn't do Pearl Harbor.
I did do Pearl Harbor.
I gotta watch back and see who was
It was
casted.
the beginning. I don't know who it was casted. Yeah.
Mhm.
That
How
kid-
old were you at that time?
Oh, it was probably like 9.
Wow.
Oh, so it was young. I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah. And then I booked a pilot on a Disney Channel show at the same time as well. And they didn't think I was going to be able to do the pilot and AI, the Spielberg movie, because that was like a 3 to 4 month commitment for AI. But they worked it out and I was able to do the pilot. And then the pilot got picked up and it turned into Lizzie McGuire.
Okay, before we get to that, because that's awesome, I would have picked AI over Pearl Harbor too.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
wait,
I'm
what
glad
were
I
you
did.
in AI?
I was okay. So if you remember, like Haley Joel Osment, his character is like the robot boy replacement of their real son, who is like sick and he's like cryogenically
And you didn't like him.
frozen. And then I recovered and they brought me back. And then I'm back and I'm like, who the hell is this? He's replaced me.
Yeah.
So I get rid of him.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
that was
believe
evil.
I've known you for like 8 years or something, and I always knew you were NII, but I didn't know you were that guy.
Yeah,
that's
that
crazy.
guy. Yeah. And then he grabs me and pulls me in the pool.
Yeah.
And then like almost drowns me.
I think you could take him. Haley Joel Osment. Yeah.
Well, yeah, let's set up a fight.
Yeah.
Anyway, but for that scene at the very end where like he like is like drowning me, they trained me for like a month and a half for like scuba,
Like marine stuff.
like not marine stuff, but like be able to like fall in the water, be handed a air hose, breathe through that, continue, do the scene, take an air hose, continue, do the scene. That way we wouldn't have to resurface over and over again.
Wait, this
You
is
could just
age
stay
of
underwater.
9. They taught you to do that.
Yeah.
That's
That's
intense
crazy.
for a
Crazy.
9-year-old. Oh my
Yeah.
I can't
God.
even jump in the pool without holding my nose. I still have to do that.
When I started out, they were very concerned because I could not like hold my breath for more than like 10 seconds or 15 seconds.
Yeah.
I couldn't touch the bottom of the pool. And then I went from that to like being able to hold my breath for like over a minute at age 9. It was
And how
crazy.
long was the time span of training?
Month and a half.
So within a month, you'd like 8 times what you could do. That's
They
cool.
they basically took me to a point where I could be certified as a scuba diver, but I was too young to do that. But I'm certified now, so
Yeah.
it paid off later.
Do you like swimming because you've done that? Like, do you
I'm-
appreciate swimming more?
I feel like I've never been like a super strong swimmer. I'm just comfortable underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just hate like even like doing like a front flip underwater
Yeah.
because it goes
yeah.
up your nose.
Oh,
and
I
stuff.
hate that too. I
Yeah.
hate that too. I did do a movie when I was like 17 or 18 where I played a swimmer. And I had to do the whole thing and learn how to do that whole thing and look like I knew what I was doing, but it sucked. It sucked. I hate
can't
getting
imagine.
the water up my nose. I
Yeah, I
hated it
hate
so
that.
much. Ugh.
Or like if you've ever been boogie boarding or surfing and then you get caught in the wave and then you're just tumbling and just water going in your nose and you're like, all the salt.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm pretty sure I've seen every single episode of
Have you
Lizzie
really?
McGuire. I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Like that was the only way. There's no Netflix.
What's your
There was
favorite
no
one?
Hulu. Let me think. I can't remember. But I've seen every single episode. But it was like, how long ago was that? 20 years ago?
It was, we started that 2000, 2001. Yeah. So it's been a little while.
Whoa.
And then you had the cast was there was Hilary Duff and then you and then the best Miranda something. That was her character's name. The best friend.
Yeah.
What do you remember her real name?
Lillian.
And then the
She's
dude-
Filipino as well.
half.
I
looked
think
half.
she's half. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the dude that looked like the guy from Step Up, Mose, or what was his name? He had the mop haircut.
The character's Gordo, but
Gordo.
Adam. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have a confession.
Oh,
You're
Spider-Man.
Hey, I have another confession. So I guess before I met you,
Mhm.
I've never seen the Lizzie McGuire at all. No, just say. I have a reason. Because I grew up not having a TV, and I grew up in the Philippines, so we didn't really have Disney Channel.
That's fair.
And then I came here, I just watched SpongeBob all day, so I didn't really watch Disney Channel at all. So when I met you, I just thought you were a cool dude with cool shoes. You have a nice camera, and it's like you have good vibes.
I am those things.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's
I didn't know you
certified
as
and Japanese fluent.
I didn't know you as Matt McGuire or
That's
even
cool.
for like Bo Deacon, you know?
I love that though.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then,
That makes me happy.
And then I didn't know
Because there's very few people I feel like that I have met and become friends with over the past 20 something years that hadn't seen me as a kid or something already.
Yeah.
So that's rare. That's cool. I love that
for sure.
I didn't know because you came over a couple times with Aaron, and then probably like the fourth time, I always had a feeling like, why do I know him? And then the fourth time, I think I finally brought it up with Aaron after you left. I was like, have we done something with him, or like was he at VidCon or something? And he's like, oh, he's in Lizzie McGuire. I was like, oh, that's crazy.
What's weird is one thing I get a lot is when people can't quite place, they're like, did we go to school together?
Yeah.
It's like,
Say
kinda,
it.
in a way. Yeah, kinda.
How was your after school activity?
Yeah.
So what was the age range that you were on Lizzie McGuire for?
So we shot the pilot when I was like 9 or 10.
Okay.
And then filmed till I was like 12, and then did the movie when I was 13. That was it.
Oh, the movie. That's where I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that was like, I thought Lizzie McGuire was cool, but then the movie came out and I was like, whoa, that was a really good movie. And I've never been into blondes, but then when I saw her as a brunette, that's when I started having a crush on Hilary Duff as a kid.
brunette.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ah,
I have
okay.
another confession before we move on.
Go ahead.
Have you ever seen the movie?
No. The movie was the first episode I watched.
Oh, okay.
And it was good.
An episode, but it was
Okay.
great.
Yeah.
This is what dreams. That's right, right?
Yeah, that's
I
it.
made up.
Yeah.
That was
He
a
had the little cool
good
dance.
movie.
I was like, "Hey, Jake!"
God, we were on a soundstage that was not the real Coliseum.
Come on.
That was a soundstage in Vancouver.
Oh,
So are you purposely trying to ruin my childhood?
I'm sorry.
Is that what's happening?
But I sat there on that stage all day, listening to the playback of that song over and over and over
loved
again.
it.
I'm like, all right, let me do my dance again.
it's iconic now.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it worked
I
out.
have another question. I don't know. I'm not an actor, so I don't know if it's inappropriate.
Okay, here we go.
Oh,
Can I ask like how much you made from AI? How much you made from like Liz McGuire? Like I'm assuming you made more from Liz McGuire because it was a series and then the movie, or you don't remember?
I remember some of it.
Because at 6 you said you were making bank for a 6-year-old, but when I was 6, like $5 was like I was rich.
Oh yeah. I would say national commercials notoriously pay very well. That's one thing I think a lot of people don't realize is that like a union SAG commercial, the initial pay is not that much. It's like maybe like $700, $1,000 for the day. But the residuals from that, like when a commercial plays on TV and it plays over and over and over and over and over again, there's residuals that get paid to like the actor or the director, certain creatives involved, because the brand, whoever owns the commercial, is paying a lot of money to play that stuff on TV. So some of that money goes to the creatives involved. And that's where like you get people like, the girl that, the woman that plays Flo on the Progressive commercials, she'll never have to work again. Like that's the amount of money. Like she's making millions a year.
Millions?
Yes.
just
Still?
some residuals?
Yes.
Are they still playing those commercials?
I don't know. They might not be now, but
Yeah.
So at 6 years old, you were
I was
pretty
not
much-
making that much.
No,
stuff.
you weren't making that much, but you were paying your parents rent at 6 years old, probably. Enough to pay
I don't
their
know.
rent.
I don't know. I'm not
Probably,
exactly
man.
sure.
Especially back then, because like rent was cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. That's crazy.
But and that also brings up an interesting thing too of how does it work with kids when they're making money?
Yeah.
And does it go to the parents? Everything like that. There's a thing set up called a Coogan account for every young actor.
Yeah.
And it's basically like 15% of your paycheck goes to this account. It cannot be touched until they turn 18.
Oh, cool.
But my parents always kind of
just put it all
set aside my money for me
Oh.
and saved everything up and tried to invest stuff for me and tried to
So
do what was best.
Aw,
all the
sweet.
things you did at 6, Lizzie McGuire, the whole series, the years of series, the movie, the AI, the other stuff, that was all you did.
As long as it wasn't like living expenses and stuff like that for me, like they
You just had it all put away.
They would save it all for me.
that's so sweet.
So when you turn 18, you're
it's
like,
amazing.
"Ah!" That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Which
cool.
but it's also really hard for parents of actors, kid actors, because someone has to be with them on set every day, all the time.
So they can't work.
Exactly. So I mean, my parents would make it work. I mean, my parents waited tables like night shifts
Yeah.
at like Hard Rock Cafe until like 2 a.m. or something
then
at
all day
City
with you.
Walk. And then or they would trade off and they would just be someone always with me and the other one would work. So they made it work and I owe them a lot.
That's a very good parent.
What are they doing now?
So my dad got back into radio. They moved back to Tennessee when I turned 18, and my dad was the host of a news talk for a while, and now he does sales at the radio station, and he also fills in for mornings for all the talk shows and stuff. So I'll anytime that like he's hosting, I'll come in or I'll call in and be a guest on the show.
Yeah.
Aw.
And then my mom works for Toyota. She runs all of the major auto shows in the United States for Toyota, and she's done that for a very long time.
Oh
now.
my
Nice.
gosh, that's
Yeah.
amazing. What are
Yeah.
their names?
Bob and Sims.
Bob and Sims.
Yep.
Shout outs to Bob and
There you
Sims.
go.
You raised a wonderful son.
Okay, so back to the question.
Yeah.
Did you make more for the Liz McGuire movie or the AI movie?
I think it was definitely Lizzie McGuire movie because
That's awesome.
by that time I had already like negotiating power in a way
Yeah.
because we had already done.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was more for that. And all of it is like not nearly as much as people would think.
Mm-hmm.
Even like TV back then was not paying crazy amounts because like the only shows that were paying like crazy amounts were if you were a series regular on a primetime TV show.
Like
so
Friends.
yeah, like if you're on like ABC, NBC, CBS, whatever, that's where people are making crazy amounts of money. But yeah, Disney, Nickelodeon, stuff like that, not nearly as much as you would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long did you do Lizzie McGuire for?
2 years.
2 years?
65 episodes in 2 years, which by today's standards is insane.
A lot.
Because
Yeah.
nowadays they do like 20 episodes in a year, 10 episodes in a year.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were cranking them out.
So AI was 4 months, and then how long was the Liz McGuire movie?
Lizzie McGuire movie was about 2.5 months or so. Yeah.
Wasn't there a reboot, or is there a reboot?
We shot 2 episodes of a reboot and
Everybody came back.
mostly everybody. We shot that in late 2019 and then didn't find out until the end of 2020 that they weren't gonna continue with it. I know. Yeah, it's the way it goes.
I'm trying to remember what happened. Didn't Selena Gomez won the wizard like triathlon thing in the show, right?
The Tri Wizard Cup.
Yeah, she won, and then spoiler alert, but she won, and then the little brother became a wizard teacher, so they both got powers.
Okay.
Or was it the older brother?
I don't know anything about
Oh,
this
sorry.
I
I'm a
don't know.
Disney nerd. I'm a Disney nerd.
I've never seen that show either. I'm so bad. That's the one with the Zach and Cody, or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it?
I will say though.
Yeah, Zach won, and he got the powers.
So I actually do have like a weird kind of connection though between Wizards of Waverly Place and Liz McGuire in that Selena Gomez starred in a Liz McGuire sequel. So do you remember the character? So the character of Miranda,
Mm-hmm.
she had a little sister.
And that was Selena supposed to be, or
And
was?
so they were going to, after Lizzie ended, they were going to do a spin-off show that was Miranda and her little sister, but it starred the little sister, and it was going to be called Stevie Sanchez. And the leading girl was Selena Gomez.
But it didn't get picked up?
They shot a pilot, and evidently it was too dramatic, and it didn't get picked up, so they put her into Wizards of Waverly Place.
Oh.
Yeah. They found a part for her.
Yeah, I had a crush on Selena Gomez in Wizards of Waverly Place. The character, I just thought she was awesome. And then Miranda reminded me of that Spinelli from Recess.
Yeah.
She was like
I could see that.
older Spinelli.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, last question before we get off of Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah.
Was there any tea? Was there anybody you didn't like?
No.
Like director, cast, nobody? Was there anybody that didn't like each other? Because afterwards you always hear about like, oh, they never got along or they didn't like each other.
No, we were all kids.
Dang it.
We were all having a fun time. I will say we did have one director who we and everybody on the crew nicknamed Midnight Mark.
Oh.
Why?
Because he keeps us there so late because he wants to get angles from every coverage possible. We're like, come on, we want to get out of here.
Yeah.
But his episodes actually always looked the best. So
it was worth it.
yeah.
Oh, which season was that? Just in case I decide to watch it back.
I think it's probably both seasons.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
I need to watch the pilot.
Oh, I thought of something else.
What?
Although I already mentioned this before. The majority of the Lizzie McGuire movie was not in Rome. Rome was Vancouver, Canada.
Vancouver's cool too.
They filmed in Rome for like a week or two.
So they got
I didn't even get to go.
Did they build sets or something, or how did they get
yeah.
all those?
Yeah, we built giant sets in Vancouver on sound stages.
Oh my god! Like
Yeah.
the fountain scene was Vancouver.
Yeah.
What?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay, that's real. That's real.
That was real.
I was like, damn, that's a good set.
Yeah, the exteriors. They shot all the exteriors.
Okay.
And then
Gotcha.
everything that was interior, even like the interior, like the hotel, everything was all in.
Okay,
in
cool.
Vancouver.
I thought they
Yeah.
built a whole city in Vancouver.
But they did build the inside of the Coliseum. That was all Vancouver.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But I remember them doing wide shots. There's no way they built the whole
CGI.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep.
Okay, I was about to say they built the whole thing.
Yeah.
They had CGI back then too.
Yeah. Way back then. I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Whoa.
I was CGI for half that film.
You are not.
I was.
You were?
Yeah. I was bald. I'd shaved my head for a different role. So they CGI'd my hair the entire time.
No.
No.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't know.
Like, what?
Oh my god, you're such a good actor. I couldn't tell.
You know, since I moved to LA, I've made a lot of friends, and and I watch a lot of TV, man. Like I'll rewatch old shows. Like,
Yeah.
I used to watch like House or Monk or
Yeah.
Psych.
I was in
or,
House.
That's what I was
did
about to
have
say.
House. Okay.
There's a lot of times where I'm watching something, just an old episode I watched when I was a kid, and I'm like, oh, wait, I know that guy. Or like, oh, and then I'll always text him like, yo, I just saw your episode of Lie to Me, or I just saw your episode of this, and I think did I text you?
I
And
think
was
you
like,
did. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
saw.
Yeah.
Which episode was it again?
For Lie to Me?
Yeah, no.
Or House?
Both.
Or, okay. The episode of Lie to Me was the first episode. It was the very first episode of the series, which, so I for a while there, after I did Lizzie, and then after I did another show with, after I did Lizzie, I started basically a whole stint of just doing tons of guest stars on dramatic shows. Because if you kind of look back at my career before, Lizzie McGuire, I had done just primarily dramatic stuff as a kid.
Yeah.
So I was very in my own element of doing that for guest stars. So I think I've done 30 something guest stars over the years.
Because I bet I've seen them.
Let's see. Okay. Lie to Me.
Yes.
The Whole Truth. These are shows that aren't. Yeah. 11th Hour.
House.
Body and Soul. House.
I feel like you probably did a lot of
CSI New York. CSI Miami. SWAT. NCIS. NCIS again.
These are all dramatic, right?
Criminal
Yeah.
Minds. ER. Did I say ER?
ER is dramatic.
No.
Okay. Ghost Whisperer.
Ghost Whisperer.
There's others. I I can't remember.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. I love House. That's probably one of my
It's
favorites.
great show.
Yeah, great
Yeah.
show.
All right, question for you.
Yes.
Before we move on from Disney, what are your top 3 Disney like shows all
Of your
time?
generation.
Your
Three
generation.
When you were on.
Disney
Yes.
shows, personally,
Mm.
for when I watched Disney.
Yes.
No, when you were on. Like
When I was on Disney?
Yeah. So there's Lizzie McGuire is probably.
Because you want me to rank them?
Yeah.
Okay. Because for me personally, my favorite 2 shows from Disney Channel
Yes.
are 2 that don't get ever talked about. I loved The Jersey. Do you remember that show?
If I see it, I probably do. Was it?
It was about a magical jersey that a group of friends had, but like when they put on the jersey, they would become a famous athlete from sports history.
I think I remember.
Yeah.
Are we the same age?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
We're both 34.
Yeah.
Oh dang! I do.
It was on. It was on before Lizzie. It was
I have
like
glimpses of that
late 90s.
in my head. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the famous Jet Jackson.
Yes. That was
Such
awesome.
a
You never
good-
watched
and
that?
it took place in North
didn't have
Carolina,
TV.
didn't it?
Ah.
It took place in North Carolina.
I think so. Yeah.
Or South Carolina. No, he was in South Carolina.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
It was.
So
I was
cool.
like, oh, this is so cool. He was just like a boy, but he's also a secret agent.
Well, no, he was an actor. He's an
Actor.
actor that
Oh,
played
yes,
a secret agent
yes.
on TV, and his whole thing is like he's the star of the show, and he has like the pull that he has of like I want to do this show, but if we're gonna do it, I want to film it in my hometown in South Carolina and still get to be a normal kid.
But he was a real agent too.
No.
He
It was just a character that he played.
I thought he played that character, but he was also a secret agent.
No, that was in the show. He played it was a show within a show.
Oh, I was just a kid.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
In the show, he was
differentiate.
an actor.
Yeah.
That was in a show about being a secret agent.
Oh.
It's very Inception
It was very
level.
good, though.
Yeah. It was
Seems
a
like
great
I
show.
missed out.
Great
What's that
show.
Disney,
And
man?
then,
Yeah.
and then he died
Huh?
in real life.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's very sad.
Very sad. In the like way after the show though.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then so what are yours?
My top 3 Disney?
Yeah, I mean you watched it
As someone who
eventually,
never
right?
As someone
Disney.
who's never
You
had
didn't watch
Disney?
it later.
I had like Disney movies.
You didn't
Okay.
watch Wizards or like
No.
none of
He
that.
just said
That's
he
So
didn't
Raven?
grow up with
No,
any.
that's
Yeah, I know,
Raven.
but that
I
was
know
like
of it.
after he
Okay.
moved here when he was 8, so he didn't see the early stuff. But I assumed you watched the later stuff.
No, I did not.
I will say I have a fairly significant fan base in the Philippines, though.
Oh, you do?
Why?
It did play in the Philippines.
Oh,
I don't know
interesting.
where or on what, but I have a pretty significant fan base there, but not other countries like Japan. Nobody's ever
Yeah.
seen
Watch
it
it.
really.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's probably because like we're very like we root for our people, and if anybody is even a little bit Filipino, we're gonna
yeah.
watch it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it was
yeah.
more-
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
my theory? Because the
What?
Philippines is usually like a year or 2 years late with things. So like
Okay.
whenever a hit song
Uh-huh.
comes, probably like 6 to a year months later.
Yeah.
So maybe what happened was when I moved back here, or when I moved to
then
America,
it finally hit
aired.
I gotcha.
And it was
then-
old news here.
It's old
Okay.
news here. So I was just like, hey guys.
I do wonder if they ever like dubbed it in Tagalog.
Probably.
Okay.
That would be awesome.
They would, yeah.
Because they do a lot of like cartoon shows and they just dub it like
Yeah.
Tagalog. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that makes sense. They like rename like characters in the show.
Yeah.
Because like there was like an anime called like Yu Yu Hakusho.
I remember that. I
Yeah.
remember that. I watched that as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
in the Philippines,
in
it
the
was
Philippines, it's
Yu
called-
Yu Lechon.
No,
Oh, it's
bro,
not?
they call it Ghost Fighter over there.
Oh,
but
okay.
like the main name of the character in Japanese, his
Yeah.
name is Yusuke.
Okay.
And then they translated it and renamed him Eugene for some reason.
It's probably just easier to digest.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
Yusuke. We're just gonna do Eugene.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's stuff like that. You know,
Okay.
Doraemon. It's like the blue.
Doraemon. Yeah.
Doraemon. Yeah. They renamed. They
Doraemon.
didn't rename it, but they have like Tagalog dub there.
Okay.
It's like, oh, gusto kong karaage. Oh, gusto ko. It's
Yeah.
like- I
They
mean,
call
Okay.
Pokemon over there Pansitman.
no,
Whoa,
bro.
that's
It's-
crazy.
No, it's not.
Wow.
It's not. Don't listen to
I
him.
choose you, Lupia.
Yeah.
You know they redid Digimon. Somebody told me
Digimon,
that.
really?
Somebody was telling me, yeah, they said that, I was getting stretched, and the guy stretching me was like, yo. And we talk about anime every time I go get stretched. And he's like, did you see the new Digimon? And I was like, what? Apparently they redid the first season, but and I was like, so it's the same story, just better graphics? He said, no. The best way to explain it is like same characters, same everything, but alternate universe.
Whoa.
So it's like a new storyline, same characters.
Oh.
And I was like, is it still like the cringy Digimon, Digivolve? And then like the thing, he's like, oh, that's so much better. It's so cool how they did it. And I was like, I gotta try it. It's on Crunchyroll.
First of all, it wasn't cringy the way they evolved.
Yeah, but no, if you look at it now, and then look in the past, you're like, that's
the
like,
past was still cool.
back in
though.
the, like, it was probably ahead of its time at the time.
Yeah, okay.
But if you watch it now, it's like, oh, that's not very good. But now they said they updated it and it looks really cool.
Gotcha,
so
gotcha.
yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you.
Yeah, I was like, that was the coolest thing, man. I like reenacted it in school.
Favorite part.
I was like, Roymon, Digibob 2 in the Philippines. Come on, man.
To Ravenmon. That's cool.
All right, I'll give it a shot. I'll watch it.
I want to watch it too. Let's watch it together.
Okay.
I mean, same time, not in the same place. That'd be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why is
just
that
on
weird?
FaceTime.
Come on.
Can I watch the
You wanna
first
watch it too?
episode of Lizzie McGuire with you?
Sure.
I've never seen. I only saw the
Absolutely.
movie.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would watch a movie with you, but I'll probably cry.
Why?
It's a good movie, man. Especially when it all resolves at the end. It's like, oh,
It all comes together.
very good. Very good.
Yeah.
What are some shows you like grew up watching?
Shows that I grew up
Yeah.
watching. I mean, I really loved Cartoon Network growing
Oh.
up. I mean, I loved like Dexter's Lab.
Oh, yeah.
Did
it?
Uh,
Did it? Have you been in my laboratory? You know who that is?
this man dark. Yeah. I'm aware.
Oh, no, that's Mario.
Pup named Scooby Doo.
Pub named Scooby Doo.
What else?
I never got into
Ed, and
Scooby-Doo.
Eddie.
Oh yeah, I love Ed and
Ed and Eddie's good, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was me, but I used to play this game on CartoonNetwork.com. It was like a card game
Yeah.
where you just kind of like have you like it was like Pokemon cards. You buy packs and they come in like little small circles, and then you battle against other
I did
players.
the same thing.
You did.
CartoonNetwork.com, yeah. I remember because there was
Yeah,
nothing. There was
I
no
remember
Instagram.
that.
There was no Facebook. There was no
Yeah,
YouTube.
we had nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. CartoonNetwork.com.
That was me.
it
My
was cool.
my screen name was Sakura Raditz 5 because they
Raditz,
generated you.
Okay.
Anyways,
Yeah,
that was
they
I played that
generated-
game. It was the best game ever. Then they decided to remove it for some reason. And
Yeah.
it was sad.
I also really loved Dragon Ball Z,
Oh yeah.
Gundam Wing, stuff like that.
You watch Super?
No.
It's good, man.
Yeah.
It's good, man. And they're coming out with a new Dragon Ball.
Oh
Dragon
yeah.
Ball Magic.
Okay. What
Did
does
you
that mean?
you seen Dragon Ball GT?
No.
Ah.
The last time I watched Dragon Ball was elementary. Yeah.
Toonami, yeah.
Yeah, it was Toonami.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Dragon Ball Super is just like the Digimon thing I explained. It's
Yeah.
all updated, less fillers. There's
Okay.
like they finish a fight in
But that's the best part is 5 episodes of
Now they just like and then they fight.
Oh,
No way.
Yeah.
where's the
cool.
fun in that? Come on.
No, it's cool. They do like slow down for like the epic moments, but
Yeah.
it's like boom, you don't have to wait for
Okay.
all this like
But I'm not getting any internal monologue now.
I guess, but no, you still get internal monologue, but it's less of like, you know, when Goku's fighting Frieza and then they cut to Bulma to see what she's doing and she's like stuck on a mountain or something. I was like, ugh, what? That has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to the epic fighting. They just cut the Bulma stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
You'll see.
Okay.
Watch it. You'll be like,
I
showed
also have
Alexis.
to watch it. He keeps telling me to watch it. I will.
Okay.
I showed Alexis and I recorded her reaction at certain parts because I knew, and there was every video I have of her, she's like,
Oh.
whoa.
This is Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah, there's this one part. Oh, this is one part. I'm not going to tell you, but I'll tell you a little bit so that people know what I'm talking about. They're like, yes.
Is it when Agumon digivolves to Greymon?
Yes. Yes. No, it has to do with a Kamehameha
Uh-huh.
and another person's attack, and he does something with the Kamehameha that's like, what? That they've never done before, and is dope as a
Does he
rope.
grab the Kamehameha and just whips it?
I can't tell you. No, but I can't tell you anymore, but no.
All right.
Okay.
It's cute. Watch it.
I'll check it out.
We talk about anime in every single podcast.
Okay.
A little bit on accident.
What's your top 3 favorite shows, Alex?
Oh man, you gotta give me a genre.
Just of all time. No genre. A Good Doctor is number 1 for sure.
No, it's not. I really like Good Luck, dude. That's just recent. But let's go. I'll do the genre of like things that he
As a
might-
kid or like
Sure.
just like things that you might have been in, like the serious ones. Like
Oh,
okay, so
okay.
House.
Mm-hmm.
great.
Probably Monk.
Okay.
was
Monk.
pretty
Did you
good.
watch the movie, the new one?
I don't think so.
I haven't watched it either. I want to.
Let's watch it.
Okay. I got
hope
the
it's
DVD.
good.
Let's watch it.
Yeah, let's do that. And then something else. Psych wasn't serious. Scrubs wasn't serious.
Oh, I love Scrubs.
Scrubs is good, right?
Oh man.
And I don't know. That's all I got right now.
Okay.
Lie to Me is pretty cool, but they canceled it.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, how about childhood shows growing up?
Probably Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and Codename Kids Next Door.
You like that show?
You didn't?
I like that show.
No, I love that show.
Oh.
You remember Code Lyoko? Did you ever watch that?
Oh, Code Lyoko.
That was
No.
cool.
What
With
was
the
that
big
one?
forehead people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
It's hard to explain. I can't remember it specifically, but it's like I don't know.
It's it was like popular in Japan, and then
And it was on
here.
Cartoon Network. And it was like they like went into another world to fight, and then I don't know. I don't remember exactly.
Do you remember this? And this was a long time ago when the show was on, but it feels like a fever dream kind of show. But do you remember the show Reboot?
Yes, I do.
That was a weird. It was all
Yeah.
CGI.
It was weird. It was like Max Steel. You remember Max Steel? It was the same animation. It was like
Oh,
Jimmy
yeah.
Neutron animation before they got good at it.
Yeah. Everybody's like turquoise.
Yeah. It was
That
good
was
though.
a weird show.
I remember when looking at TV Guide and seeing it's coming on, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh!"
Reboot?
Yeah.
What is it? Just a reboot of
You're
all
gonna
the
watch it
shows?
and be like,
No,
you guys watch this?
it's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
They live inside of a computer.
Yeah.
oh,
They're all programs.
You should watch
but they're
it.
like okay,
They're
I'll
like
Just watch like a little bit
personified.
of it, and
Yeah.
then you're gonna be like, ooh.
animated or just was real
CGI.
CGI.
90s CGI.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like the 3D movies now, like Shrek and stuff, but like the beginning where they like didn't figure it out yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like-
a little
Like there's no
creepy.
textures to
Got
anybody.
it.
Everything's smooth.
Got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So it's like pre Monsters Inc.
You remember that
Yeah.
dancing baby that they had like when computers first started, like, you know what I'm talking about?
It's like
In
that,
the
but
diaper?
everybody.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Check it out. I gotta watch Reboot. Gotta watch Lizzie McGuire after this.
Yeah.
Gotta watch Digimon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And eventually
Super.
Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah. You got a lot of things to watch.
I have a lot of things to watch.
Something that you've been really into, and like I have like a big friend group, and then like this department of my friend group, which is you and Jerry, me, and Matt.
Yeah.
You guys been doing 75 Horde. Oh no,
Yeah.
you haven't been doing 75 Horde.
I have.
No, you've been doing 75.
Oh, 75 Spite.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So, well, first off, I never really lifted weights or anything. I didn't work out that much growing up. I did cycling for a while, but like, yeah, I wasn't much of a gym person. But a few years ago, I saw how much Matt and Mia had both like physically changed from going to the gym on a regular basis. And I was like, I want a piece of this. And they're like, all right, you just got to go to the gym at 6 a.m. every day. They didn't think I was going to show up.
I didn't think either.
Thanks.
I mean, I didn't show up, but they told me that you were thinking about it. And I was like, he's not gonna do it.
Yeah. Every day.
No way.
Nearly every day. But now every day. And it's been like 2.5 years of working out. And
6 a.m.
Matt doesn't. Did you hear what happened to Matt?
No.
You stop working out. You make it sound like it's a sad thing.
He does run clubs now.
I do run clubs.
Oh, that's because of Roy.
You want to fight? I got him into the running. He can do both. I feel like there's a good balance of cardio and
we give him
lifting.
so much crap.
Wait.
We're actually going tomorrow.
You want to join?
No.
He got me to do a freaking marathon, half marathon. And
I
then,
know. Yeah. You guys are crazy with the
Yeah.
running. Yeah.
But you have put on size.
I feel like I've made progress. I've been really happy
You
about
feel
it.
better? Like
I do, absolutely.
Mentally, obviously body wise, yeah.
It's been nice. I mean, I like having the routine of it. I've never been a morning person, but ever since I started doing that, it's like 6 a.m. every
That's
weekday,
crazy, man.
and now I'm like, I feel great because it's like I'm getting so much more time to the day
Yeah.
And
that I
get
was
it out of
not
the
getting
way.
before. You get it out of
That's
the way, and
nice.
then the rest of the day is like you got so
How
much
long do you
stuff
work
to
out
do.
for when you usually go at 6?
It depends on like what's going on that day.
Yeah.
But minimum, I'll do an hour and a half,
Okay.
and then it goes all the way up to like 3 hours. By the time we get to 3 hours, it's like, all right, this is a little.
Yeah. If there's a
little
lot
much.
of people, it takes longer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
And like I used to like how you said 2.5 years you guys been doing it or
Yep.
2 years?
Yeah.
I've gone like maybe 4 times at 6 a.m. trying to get into it, and I just can't. 6 a.m.
It's early.
It's early.
And I lived
It's
in
pretty
Woodland
early.
Hills, so it was a long drive.
Yeah.
So why is it 75 spite and not 75 hard?
Wait,
Okay,
what is
'cause-
75 hard? I don't know this at all.
To start off, I didn't know what 75 hard was either
Uh-huh.
up until recently. Mia has done 75 hard now like 2 times.
Mhm.
It's basically for 75 consecutive days, you have to do at least 45 minutes of indoor exercise, 45 minutes of outdoor exercise.
Could be anything. Outdoor.
Yeah. You have to drink a gallon of water. You have to take a progress picture. You have to read 10 pages.
Every day progress picture?
Every day.
Oh.
You have to read 10 pages of nonfiction, like physical literature. Yeah.
So you can't read on a tablet? Oh.
No. Can't be a
Nonfiction
screen.
is what's nonfiction?
That's
Like
real.
real.
So
Real.
you-
Not,
yeah,
no,
it's
real.
like anything that is like not made up. Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. And then you have to follow a diet. So it's kind of like up to you, whatever you want that diet to be. And then you can't do any cheat meals.
None?
No cheat meals.
Whoa.
And no alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah, no
It's-
alcohol.
I feel like it's doable, but it's
Yeah.
hard.
It's the hardest part, honestly, water.
Wow.
Drinking a gallon of water, you'd be like, oh, it's not that bad. It's like the first 2 weeks I was struggling.
no way.
It's so much
It's so hard.
water.
It doesn't sound hard, but then when you try it, it's so
Ugh.
hard. And like I'll get to like a quarter of the bottle left, and I'm just like, I don't think I can do it.
At the end of the night, you just gotta
Really?
chug it.
Yeah.
And I've sat there and it's been like,
Then you gotta get up
that
like
much
3
I gotta
times to
drink.
pee.
Yeah.
You know?
It sucked. It really sucked. The first 2 weeks was a lot of peeing,
Mhm.
and now my bladder is kind of
Yeah.
adjusted. But yeah.
So, like you're lifting and stuff. You think because you're Presbyterian, it's harder to gain weight?
Yeah, I will say the protein thing is sometimes hard. I supplement it a lot I eat a lot of salmon. Salmon's pretty good.
Salmon's great.
Good macros.
Mhm.
So yeah, I've been doing a lot of salmon. And fortunately there are a lot of like vegan, non-dairy protein powders and
Yeah.
protein bars and everything like that out there. So
Is there
it's
any like
not too bad.
like vegan mass gainer? Like we're just like
I think there probably is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I was like high school or something. Me and my friend did P90X.
Oh
And
yeah.
we did it and we got like fit, but we didn't get very big. And then
Yeah.
we were like, hey, let's for the last month, let's just drink some freaking mass gainer every morning, every night.
Whoa.
And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And so we did that, and then we're just like knocking it out, not even thinking about it, just working out, drink, working out,
Yeah.
drink. And then after like a month, we were both just like, we went for a run, and then we took our shirts off, and I was like, dude, you're jacked. And he was like, you're jacked. And I was like, yo. And like I just put on so much size because I was
Yeah.
drinking not only the mass gainer, but with like 2% milk.
Ah,
So I was
yeah.
getting like 1,500 calories in that, and eating normal, and
Yeah.
then drinking again before I went to sleep. So it was just
Yeah.
like in my stomach, and it was probably really bad. I bet my insides are messed up from it, but I was jacked.
Worth it.
You were jacked.
it
That's,
was
that's
worth
all
it.
that matters.
That's all that
You took
matters.
pictures at
So-
least? You took pictures?
No, I don't think we had iPhones like yet.
No.
Like they were like I think I had a Razor phone. So if
Yeah.
I do have a picture,
Ooh.
that's not good.
Okay.
So hold on, before move on. I'm interested in trying. So 45 minutes indoor, meaning just working out. What do you do
Yeah.
outdoors? Anything? You can
Outdoors.
run.
So for me personally, I go on a long walk.
Okay.
And I just try to go fast enough that my heart rate is like 100 or higher.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all. Or I do some yard work, or I just do something.
any
Yeah.
activity.
You're gonna do it?
I mean, it doesn't sound bad. The only hard
It's
thing
not
about
bad.
that is I love water because I
Yeah.
drink a lot of water because I get migraines if I don't.
Yeah.
And water, you just get used to it. I'm sure you're
Yeah.
used to
You're
it now,
already
right?
doing a gallon a day,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, sometimes two. But the hardest thing for me is the book. How do you
Yeah.
do the book?
So I do it. It's always
What do
the
you mean?
last
There's only one
thing.
way to do it.
I know, but like,
How do you do
it's a
book?
You physically gotta like shift your attention into like print.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's 2024. Who does that?
Yeah, it's a little rough. It's the last thing I do for the day right now. And you just gotta squeeze it in because it's like I have to sit down and do this right now. I have to read this.
What are you reading right now?
So I went through every camera history book that I own.
Dang, nonfiction would be hard too.
I know.
Fiction's interesting. It's like an adventure.
Can it be like a self-help book?
Yes, it definitely can.
Okay.
Yes. Right now,
It has to be something real. Self-help is not real.
That's real. No, that's real.
Nah, self-help is fake.
Like you can't read Harry Potter.
Just kidding.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Self-help is very beneficial. Read a self-help book if you can. It's real.
But right now, I'm actually reading the autobiography of my great-great-great-grandfather.
Oh my goodness.
Who he was what's called a pilot during the Civil War, where he would take people who were across the line in Confederate territories, and he would help guide them to Kentucky to the north to safety.
Oh.
And so he did that back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth throughout the entire Civil War.
You said autobiography?
Yeah, he wrote it. Yeah, he wrote it himself.
And then is it like is only one copy or he sold it?
He sold it. Yeah.
Oh, so it's
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, related to this is I told Roy about it yesterday. I came across this book and it says, "Dad, I want to hear your story." And then there's one that's, "Mom, I want to hear your story." "Grandfather, I want to hear your story." And it tells their story, but not everybody's a writer. So it prompts them, it asks them questions and goes through their whole story of their life and where they came from, what their parents did, how was their school experience, elementary school, who was their first best friend.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I want to get that because I've known my parents my whole life. And there's so many things I don't know. Like, what was your first girlfriend's name? Like, what was your long relationship before mom?
Yeah. What's your social security number?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm super excited to. I haven't ordered yet, but I'm gonna get one for my mom and my dad, and just especially.
I got one of those for my grandmother. Yeah.
And you
They're
read
great.
it? Was it awesome?
I haven't read it yet. No.
Oh.
They fill it out.
They fill it out.
That's
And then
amazing.
you can give it to your kids and be like, "Hey, this was your grandpa," or like your kids' kids be like, "This was your great grandpa. You didn't get to meet him, but this is what his life was."
Amazing.
Yeah, right.
Even better yet, my parents did this with their parents, my grandparents, in maybe the late 90s. They sat my grandparents down and individually did interviews with them on just VHS tape.
Yeah.
30, 45-minute, hour-long interviews. And I have those now. And it's like, I only have one living grandparent now, but like to be able to like go back and just pull it up anytime. And there's just them just talking about their life and everything. It's a good thing to have. And you should
really
do
is,
that
though.
and
It's
learn
just
those
cool
stories.
to see what they went through, especially my mom. I want to hear my mom's because she met my dad when he was Air Force, and then she moved to a whole different country, left her family and friends.
Which is crazy.
I know.
Thinking about doing that. Could you right now leave this country and just go somewhere that you've never lived in your life before?
Find new friends, build a new family, don't speak that language very well.
It's incredibly brave.
I would.
Yeah.
I'd go to Japan.
Okay.
It's like, I'll go to facts. No, but that's cool. Have you done it with your parents? Like interviewed them in that way? Or you're planning to?
No, I don't want anything to do with them. No, I haven't. I should.
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet. But
Okay, wait, we still haven't understood what 75 spite is.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's right. Yeah. So anyway, Mia did 75 hard, and the first time that she did it was so annoying.
The Mia we're talking about is on YouTube, Mama Mia Makeup. She used to go by Mama Mia Makeup.
Did she really?
Yeah,
I didn't know
make
that.
Make fun of her for it. She'll love it. Mama Mia Makeup, and then I think she changed her name to something else, and then then she was Mia, and now she's Mia Sayoko. But that's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So she did 75 hard, and this was my first introduction to it. And it was so annoying because she was like, "Oh, I can't eat that. We can't go to get donuts at midnight," which has been a normal thing that we all do, is go and get donuts at midnight. It's a great tradition. Now we can't do that anymore. She can't go and eat whatever. Like, she's got to go and do the walk for an hour. And it's like, this is annoying. This is dumb. And then she was like, well, you couldn't do it if I couldn't do it if she can do it. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm going to one up you. I'm going to do everything just plus 1.
Really?
Yes.
What do you mean plus
So you're doing 76 spite.
Well, yeah, maybe. I guess. But the point of it is, I'm drinking just a little bit of extra water. I'm working out just a little more. I'm reading 11 pages. Stuff like that. I'm drinking even less alcohol.
You can't drink any, right?
No, right.
I remove alcohol from my body.
Exactly. I don't clean things anymore.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you don't get a break day.
Yeah, that's
Not even a break meal or a cheat meal.
you just end up having days where you feel weaker and you just kind of try to take it a little easy, but you still do the workout. You still just kind of fight through it. But like last week for me, I felt really strong. This week, I'm like, I don't feel as strong this week. But it's just like kind of the ebb and flow of everything. And I had one week that I was sick.
Oh yeah,
I had an entire
week about it.
I had an entire week that I had the flu, and I was like, I think this was like week 2 of doing 75 hard for me. I was like, I can't give up. I just started this whole thing. I'm not going to redo. I just spent like a week of like traveling and everything and like trying to do the 75 hard while I was in Texas at like this movie premiere. I was like, I'm not going to put all that to waste. I'm going to push through. And I still managed to do like just like indoor, like, resistance bands. I did walks and everything outdoors. I just kind of like took it easy, but still met the criteria for what needed to happen. It sucked, but I got through it. I'm glad I did, because now we're on day 51. So,
oh, wow. Almost there.
Yeah.
15 more days.
Yeah.
Sorry, 76.
That's crazy because growing up, everybody was like, oh, it takes 3 months of just hard work to like transform. But this is half of that. But it's just every day, no break days.
I feel like you could apply this to so many different things too. Because both me and I have talked about like, what if we did another version of this where
you watch anime instead of reading books?
well,
10 minutes anime.
But we were saying, what if we studied Japanese for like an hour every day, or we did that every other day or something? Think how much better we'd be. Because Mia also, she's Japanese. She's half Japanese, but
She claims
she claims she can't read a lot of it. I have to translate stuff. But we talked about like, oh, what if we studied it, on a regular basis after 75 days?
Yeah.
It'd be really good. We could know a lot of technical stuff. Yeah.
there's those things that I forgot where I heard it, but they said if you work on a skill for 10 minutes a day, every day for a year, then you're better than 95% of the world at that skill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Roy really don't like racism.
What? We don't. Why?
Yeah, we don't.
Where's this going?
So,
Okay. I can get on board with
Where
that.
is this going?
Should I just stop there? Or should I just keep going?
I can get on
I don't
board.
understand where you're going.
We don't like racism. More me, not Roy.
Okay.
More me, I have to check with my friends that are familiar with like different parts of the world to see. I'm like, hey, I don't want to be racist. Is this racist? So Jake is my Japanese consult. Whenever I'm like, hey, did I say this? Is this racist?
I mean,
and then I'll call Jake, and Jake's like, yes. Or he's like, kinda. Or maybe just don't say that part. And I'm like, okay.
I just want to preface here. I did warn you, I am the widest person that you know.
Yeah, but you've been doing something
And that I am the wrong
more narrow
person
now.
to call.
No,
What was it that you were trying to? No, you don't want to go there.
I said
What
it.
was
I
the
asked
Japanese
you, so
word?
I don't say it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, there was a Japanese word that I was like, hey, can I say this? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, can I say it like this? He's no.
But then you were like, that's how they would say it. But I was like, yeah, but
That is how they would say it. I watch a lot of anime
Okay,
and they
sure.
say it like that.
Yeah,
Sure.
but that's native.
And I will.
So I can't
will
try
give you
to...
I will give you the benefit of the doubt and play devil's advocate and say that when you are in Japan and I am speaking Japanese, there are a lot of borrowed words that are English words that if you just say, oh yeah, can I ice cream please? They'll be like, ice cream. アイスクリームお願いします. Aisu kurimu is very much English, but you have to say it like a
that.
Japanese person would.
Yeah.
Aisu kurimu.
Alex is like, can I try one? Can I try one?
So how would like an old time samurai say "Aisu
Oh,
Kurimu"?
alright.
See, this is where we got.
So I
Yeah,
can't
this
even
is where
try
we
to
got in the
say
weeds there.
Aisu
All right.
Kurimu.
No, all right.
See, that's why I have
can't
friends
just-
from different parts of the world, so I can get this knowledge.
This is where we got
yeah,
in the
but
weeds
he lived
last
there for a long
time.
time and he speaks Japanese.
A second hand.
Wait, did I say anything bad this
No.
time?
It's
See,
like,
see?
you were about to.
Yeah, but
so
I
how
did
would
it.
an old
But I
Japanese
did it.
samurai say that, huh?
Why is that bad?
It's not. I mean, it's samurai.
Why is it bad to say it like a samurai would? This is another question. I'm learning.
Let's get you in a program called 75 Arigato Gozaimasu.
Yeah.
And help you learn more Japanese.
Okay, all right. Well,
No, continue.
I'm scared. I'm too scared. Okay, okay, can you just say the ice cream thing you said, but in a
Nope.
deep voice? That's all. That's it. Just a deep voice, like a older Japanese man would say.
This is dancing on.
Why does it have to be an old?
Yeah. Why is it gotta be old?
I like how the deep Japanese voice. That's my favorite.
The deep Japanese.
Yeah, like arigato gozaimasu. I can't go that low.
Ice cream.
Is that bad? Why? That's like in America. It's like, oh, say
I'll
it like
tell you what.
someone from Tennessee, or say it like someone from Texas, or say it like someone from New York.
I'll tell you what, because this is a thing that I actually have done as a joke to friends in Japan that are Japanese. Is when you try to explain what a Southern accent is when they don't speak English, they don't understand the nuances of like, what's a Southern accent sound like? What's a New York accent sound like? So I've done a Southern Japanese, which is Konnichiwa, howji mamaushite.
Did anybody sound like that over
Ora
there?
no na no.
Darn.
Ora no name wa Jake desa. Yoroshiku no gashimasu.
Okay, last question.
Yeah.
It's not racist, I don't think.
Okay.
But I think it's good to ask questions.
Okay.
So that I know what
Sure.
is. Instead of just being like,
Absolutely.
oh, I don't think I'm supposed to talk about that. I better
Absolutely.
not.
Yeah, go ahead.
You
We'll
gotta
ask
know.
questions.
How do you say Japanese in Japan? Because I know Japan is Nippon. How do you say
Yeah.
Japanese?
It's just Nihongo or Nippongo.
Nippongo.
Yeah, so Nihon.
That sounds cool in
Nihon
Japanese.
meaning Japan, and then go means language. So Nihongo.
Wait,
English.
It's not with a P. You said Nihon?
So Nihon or Nippon. It's two different versions.
Both of them are Japan.
Yes.
Ah!
Yeah.
Japan.
Look at that.
Japan.
Both them
The word Japan.
right?
Japan does not exist in Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you say it
Nippon.
in a southern accent, Japanese in Japan?
Like
Yeah, with a southern accent.
just Nihongo. Nihongo.
That's
Oh, okay, now how do you say an old samurai Japanese southern?
And that's all the time we have.
Okay, last thing before we end this.
Yeah.
What would you give your 10-year-old self advice? Oh, you started acting before 10 years old.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So-
6. How about 6?
My
Before
6-year-old
you did
self.
real acting, not just like a commercial, like you did
Okay.
a real role, which was AI?
I like the first like real role I had.
Yeah.
Probably like Third Rock from the Sun or Touched by an Angel.
Okay, so before all that, what
Yeah.
would you give your acting advice to yourself?
Acting advice to myself.
You're like, yo,
Or just life advice.
do Pearl
just
Harbor.
life advice.
Yeah, anything.
I don't know what I would tell my 6-year-old self that would be any use to him whatsoever.
Probably every single day, I'm like, oh, I wish I could go back and
See-
like at the beginning of YouTube and do it this way or do it that way.
I'll tell you this. When I was 8 or 9 years old, and I was on the set of AI, and Steven Spielberg was giving me direction and was working with me, and I think that was probably the best time for me to be working with someone like that, because I had no fear. I had no preconceived notions of who he was, anything like that. I was just, I'm here to act. I'm here to just have fun. I'm here to do a role, and this is fun. And I don't care who these people are.
Yep.
They don't intimidate me whatsoever. So if anything, I feel like 9-year-old self would have stuff to teach me today.
Dang, I got goosebumps.
Facts.
For show. That was like a Keanu Reeves answer. That was good. That was good.
I like glitched for a second. Like reboot.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on,
Thanks
Jay.
for
That
having
was
me,
an
Jay. It was
awesome
fun.
podcast.
Yeah.
All right.
I enjoyed it.
New episodes every Monday, everybody. Thank you, Jake
Yeah.
Thomas, for coming. Or sorry, Bo Deacon.
Bo
Thank you for
Deacon
coming
Thomas.
out.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Days of